My name's Max Tatton-Brown. I grew up in tech PR agencies really, and then joined a global technology startup for a year, which really radically shifted my perspective on things and I think sent me down a quite non-PR route in a lot of ways. And alongside that, I also write, so I've done a little work at Wired, the Daily Telegraph, tech.eu, and really anywhere that I think will publish the good ideas that I try and get down on paper sometimes. So, well, when it comes to getting anyone to write about you, getting anyone to listen to you, the tendency is to let your anxiety take over and just plow so much into that email or that phone call that it overwhelms them and it stresses them out and becomes more hassle than it's worth. My key piece of advice would be say as little as you possibly can that gets the point across for their readers. You know, that almost sums up the article. And I'm talking, 3 paragraphs at the absolute most. You can link any way you want, and if they are interested, they'll ask for more. You know, journalists do need very specific things, but I think if you're telling your story there clearly to your audience, so the journalist can be kind of a bystander to what's happening there, which is so much healthier, as the relationship, then it frees up the PR in a lot of ways to be really focused and helpful. Give them just the facts. Give them just the assets they need. Give them the things that they are really the only things they want from the PRs these days anyway. People get very hung up on the idea that they need to create a lot of content to create a lot of value and get a lot of interest. The fact is the world already has a lot of content, There are swathes of it coming from every direction and most of it is noise. Most of it, the quality isn't high. Well, companies really need better editors, not more content. They need someone or some system in place to make sure everything that goes out has a certain point of view, something really worth saying, something worth listening to, something worth sharing as well, right? But also the standard is high, that you're not just putting it out there because you think it's going to be positive for search or any of the benefits that do come with great content. I think a fundamental is have things there that make it easy for anyone who wants to write about you or talk about you, understand you. So have the simplest form of your story, have obviously some high-resolution photography, ideally have some kind of video there that they can embed if they want to. That's kind of to start from scratch. More important, I think, is the philosophy of looking at it with a mindset of saying, a year from now, 2 years from now, how are we going to aggregate the most important things about our company there for anyone who wants to know what we do and why, or wants to write about us, or wants to pass on the idea, How can you make that page the definition of your company, both as a snapshot in time and as a catch-up of where they're coming from, where they've been, and where they're going? That's the question I think they should ask.